Beautiful. Facebook is being super slow today. So I'm here at 11:01. What beautiful divine timing for our Let's Talk Transformation session. So we do these every single month. Make sure to check out the event section in our Facebook group so you don't miss the Tarot and Tea session coming up later in the month, and also this Let's Talk Transformation session. Hello, hello, Olivia. Thank you for joining. Okay, so this session gets to be transformational. It gets to be a doorway, a portal, an opportunity, a step up and into the next level of life and the next level of you. That doesn't mean that it needs to be hard, it needs to be difficult. The whole point of these sessions, Let's Talk Transformation, is to give you bite-sized and really practical and magical ways to begin improving whatever it is you want to improve right now, here, today. So I invite you to set the intention that I'm going to walk away not only with deep insight and a deeper level of trust in myself, but also some action steps to begin to apply it. I have been in so many spaces, whether it's coaching or education or self development or whatever it is, where you get like so many downloads and so many ahas and so much information. And literally, you walk away from that going, and nothing's changed. Like you feel like you've changed, but nothing actually changes. And that is not what we are here to do. We are here to make change, to transform, to not only bring more beautiful awareness into your life, but aligned action as well. Hey, Mel, thank you for joining us. All right, if you are here live, blow up the chat, keep the comments coming. Let me know what is really resonating. And if you're seeing the replay of this, I want you to play as if you're live, because that is your commitment to yourself, but also it helps you actually take it seriously. It helps you go, this isn't just more information to pour into my brain. This is actionable insight, energy, wisdom that I'm going to apply. So I can't wait to read all of your comments throughout the Let's Talk Transformation session. So Let's Talk Transformation is deeply grounded in helping you become aware of where the work is needed in your life or in yourself, and to activate you to take the steps to transforming your life. So awareness and activation is very much the intention and the energy I am bringing here today. What intention, what energy are you bringing here today? I want you to think about that. I want you to feel into it and share it. What is your intention and what is your energy that you bring with you today? Because while I have the intention of bringing the awareness and bringing the activation and helping you come up into that realization of this is what needs to happen next for me, it is your responsibility to own that and to take action on that. Just want to highlight that at all times. We are not here to fluff around and put more stuff in our head. It is about alignment, it is about awareness, and it is about action. Ooh, good to see more people jumping on live. Hello, hello, hello. So to take what you learn here deeper, there are a few ways to continue to work with me. Obviously, you can be very active in this Facebook group. It is free. We have Tarot and Tea. We have these Let's Talk Transformation sessions, and I do put posts in the group where you can get free oracle cards. So make sure to be active here as well. If you want to step it up, if you want to get more support, if you want to feel like I'm literally working with you every single week, you definitely want to come and join the Soul Led and Satisfied membership. As Mel knows, every single Monday, I do a magical lesson just like this, a little bit more in depth, to be honest, because we get to work on a whole theme for the month. This month, we're working on the energy, the archetypal energy of the Empress. If you've been wanting more abundance, if you've been wanting more power, if you've been wanting more peace and trust in yourself and your situation, and really feeling positive towards what's going to happen in the future, this whole month will blow you out of the water. So come and join us in Soul Led and Satisfied. And of course, you can book one-to-one sessions with me. I won't say any more about that. I will pop it in the description afterwards. It's definitely a great way to start the week. Yeah, like the one I just did one this morning for the membership because it's Monday, and we were tapping into this really, really beautiful energy. I think it was about 20 minutes. No, 25 minutes. But yeah, anyway, let's get to Let's Talk Transformation. If you want to know more about the membership, just reach out afterwards. Okay. Now, today's session, Let's Talk Transformation, is helping you to keep facing your true north. I want everyone to be really honest, and I'm looking at the chat, so I'll see what your responses are. Really honest with yourself. How often do you feel like you're actually facing your true north? That you have that deep, solid, crystal clear knowing, oh, I'm headed in the right direction. It might feel like optimism. It might feel like relief. It might feel like excitement and curiosity. How often do you feel that? I'm headed in the right direction. It's just like see what's coming up and through. And this isn't about judgment. This is about baseline. Where are you at? Because we can't transform something if we don't know where we're starting. So let's talk transformation. This session is all about having these perspective shifts that are going to help you improve your life, improve your situation, and make sure that we're actually getting you the results that you desire, mind, body, and soul. 65%, not at all. Triggers get in my way. I want you to add, just for your own benefit there, triggers get in my way, but not anymore. Or triggers have gotten in my way. Triggers were getting in my way, but not anymore. Like, let's start to, even in this little bit of language, always shift the perspective, always shift the perspective to something more positive, something more powerful, and something more in your control. And if anyone else is having a similar thought of like, sometimes, but let's start to shift it in the direction of what will empower you. Even if logically you're like, but I can't, but I don't, but it hasn't. Remember, our mind is just like a recording of what's happened in the past. It doesn't know what's possible in the future, or at least it doesn't, default to it. It just defaults to what it's already done, what it already knows. So this isn't foolproof. It's actually pretty foolish a lot of the time. It comes and goes more often than not recently. Doing better with triggers. Beautiful. I love that phrase, doing better. As long as we're doing better, as long as we keep trying, as long as we step in the direction of, that's a very powerful place to be. Beautiful. So I'm going to pose a few questions. And these questions are designed to drop in new possibilities, to open up your perspective and awareness on what might be available to you. Beautiful. So I really, really encourage you, when I say these, it's not about do I believe it? It's not about do I have it? And it's not about do I think I can do it? It is truly like these questions are lights in the sky that are helping you look up, 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 and open. So let's all do this together, actually, because when we're stepping into a situation where we want to grow, where we want to expand, where we want to actually shift and transform, we need to set ourselves up for that transformation. If we're locked down into what has been, we're not open to what could be. So that's the first thing. I invite you to open up your body, like wherever you are, whatever you're doing, unless you're driving, like open up your body, give it the signal. We are open. We are ready. We are, if anything, just different to how we were a moment ago. So opening up at 11:11, opening up. I personally like to also envision and imagine that like the heaviness in my head, because I often carry because of like stress and anxiety and overthinking. I actually have to actively imagine a weight lifting and dissipating. And then I actually notice, oh, I was holding more than I thought. And you do the same thing for your shoulders. Do the same thing for your back. Do the same thing for wherever you're holding tension in your physical form. Just imagining and telling yourself that heaviness, it's lifting, it's floating, it's dissipating, it's gone. And we're just opening up our bodies, we're lifting our energy, we're taking away the baggage. So in this moment, we are open, we are curious, we are ready. And whatever else you need to do in this moment to feel more open, to feel more curious, to feel more ready, such a service to you. If you've done something and you've noticed the shift, let us know what that shift was. And if you did something differently, let us know what that is too. It's always good to have a bank of ways to become lighter and more present. And here we go with the statements, with the questions, and just see what comes up. So you're going to lean into it, you're going to try it on, and we're going to see what shifts. Okay, here we go. What if you had rock solid trust and crystal clear clarity that you were heading in the right direction? I'm going to read that one again and feel welcome to share what's come up. What if you had rock solid trust and crystal clear clarity that you were heading in the right direction? What if? And that might be, what would change in how I feel and how I act and how I move and how I do things or how I don't. See what comes up. Allow yourself to really get real about this. What if I did trust myself and I was clear and I knew I was headed in the right direction? What changes? Our next statement, and remember, these are all just expanding us and opening us up. What if you had rock solid trust and crystal clear clarity that you hadn't misheard your intuition, your guides, and your heart? So think about that. Because often, especially when I'm working with my clients at the start of our journey, there's a lot of mistrust in the signs and in the signals in their own intuition because you haven't built that relationship. So, what if you had rock solid trust and crystal clear clarity that you hadn't misheard your intuition, your heart, or your guides? Expansion and others would be transformed. Beautiful. And here's our third one. Remember, expanding, opening, trying it on, seeing where it takes you. What if you had rock solid trust and crystal clear clarity that even if you can't see it yet, you are on path and on purpose? I think that one's my favorite. What if you had rock solid trust and crystal clear clarity that even if you can't see it yet, you are on purpose and on path? What if, what if, what if? Let's just play in that energy for a moment, this what if energy. What if I trusted myself? What if I believed in myself? What if I, without any physical evidence, had all this internal confidence in myself, in my path, in my choices, in my North Star? What changes? And it might be a lot of things for you. I'll stop resisting this. I'll stop avoiding that. I'll start doing this. I'll, start doing that. What shifts for you? Is it less pain? Is it less headaches? Is it more laughter? Is it more time outside? What changes? And the reason I ask those three expansive questions of you trying it on and seeing what comes up and leaning into trust and clarity is because so much resistance is held within us through the assumption that we are inherently wrong, confused, or off track. So much resistance is held within our bodies, within our minds, within our energy, because there's this low key assumption or prediction that somehow we are wrong, we're confused, we're off track. Beautiful. I'm loving the comments coming through. And I'll read them in more depth afterwards as well. Who feels that? That there is resistance, even if you haven't recognized it before, but there is resistance. And when you choose something, when you go for something, when you make a change, where you make a plan, there is a part of you, probably originating from up here, that doubts. One's if I don't have it right. One's if I don't have all the information. One's if I made a mistake. One's if I make a mistake. The card, because I love pulling cards as I plan these lessons, the card for today, which really spurred all of this conversation, was you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. I'll post a picture of this afterwards because I know my camera is not always super clear. You are already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. This card, it's not just a message. It is a mission. And the difference there between a message and a mission is a message just goes, stop overthinking, get out of your head. It doesn't do much to help us transform, right? But a mission, how do we stop overthinking? How do we step out of the mind? How do we step more fully into our heart? How do we lean into the trust and the clarity that is needed to have that peace of mind that I'm heading in the right direction, that I can trust myself, that I can trust my guides, that I can trust my intuition? That is the mission. It's the choice to commit to what we know is right for us. Yeah, overthinking is such a big hurdle for so many of us because we are taught to live in the mind. We are taught to live in the mind above all else. If it doesn't make logical sense, if we can't make an equation out of it, if we haven't seen proof of it in our past, then it's not possible. And every single person here knows that while that might be the habit, it isn't actually the way. So let's start talking transformation. So we've established maybe where we're at, what's going on, and some of our resistance. Beautiful. 2 questions for you. And I actually want you to write these down. I always encourage to have a pen and paper, but if you don't, just use the comment section as your pen and paper. Okay? Leaning into, and I already know some of you are going to say overthinking is one of these answers. So you've already got the answers, but this might produce some more. When you think about your North Star and you're walking on your path to whatever future you want to create, whether that's business or relationship or career or all of those things, what pulls you from the path? So what pulls you from the path? Sort of gets you off track. Take a moment. I'm going to give everyone like 30 seconds or something. So write as much as you can in that time. What pulls you from your path? Self-doubt? And really grab for all the little details of this as well. When I think about what pulls me from my path, sometimes it's my lack of energy and health. If I'm not looking after myself, it's a whole ripple effect. Sometimes it's particular people. If I hang out with them, if I speak to them, if they're too much in my life, I just see myself like dropping my compass and walking off in the wrong direction. Yeah. So these might be internal things, your habits, your relationship with yourself, the way you work with your own energy, and it might be external things. And for each and every comment coming through, the doubt, the looking for evidence, the people in our lives, our own relationship with self, discipline, whatever it is, allow that to be an opportunity to go deeper. Why do I lack discipline? Why am I doubting? Or how am I doubting? Or when am I doubting? And go deeper, go deeper, go deeper, to go deeper. Because that might, you'll probably notice, like self-doubt is like this little plant, but the roots beneath it are made up of many things. That's something I've really, really enjoyed learning about myself over my time, in the personal development space, and especially, working with so many people and learning new things, is it's never just one thing. And often it is through looking deeper, looking at the roots of it all, that we truly get to, pull it all out, pull the whole weed out, not just the top. So allow yourself to go deeper. This second question, very similar, different energy slightly. So it might help you see more of those roots. What pushes you away from your purpose? What pushes you away from your purpose? So the first one was what pulls you from the path. And this is what pushes you away from your purpose, from your path, from your mission. And I want to put both of those in there. Because when we talk about different energies, when we come at things from different angles, we will see things differently. I invite you to finish that sentence. Don't feel good enough for what? Because the don't feel good enough, it's kind of like that plant. Let's see what the roots are of that, so that we don't just pull out the I feel good now, and then we have all these roots still growing. Love how specific we're getting. And I'm going to just acknowledge here, this is to help activate your awareness. You will realize more things probably over the rest of the day, the rest of the week. You'll start to be more conscious of when these blocks come up, where these things pull you or push you off your path. Make a note of them. Keep this present of mind. Now, you can keep climbing mountains not meant for you and burning out and like bemoaning how far away you are from your path and your purpose and your North Star. Or you can come back into deep and sacred truth that your path is and will always be within your capacity and capabilities. Let's all try that on. Your path, your North Star, your beautiful, big, bold vision for the future is always and will always be within your capacity and within your capabilities. As I said that, it almost felt like when you try to eat something that's just a little bit too big. So like allow yourself to open up and allow all of that truth in. To really expand so that truth can sit within you. I'm imagining eating it for some reason. It's probably better than, eating a bunch of cake. Gonna eat some truth. You might imagine it like entering into your energy. It might settle into your mind. It might tuck itself away into your heart. What's coming through for you as you tuck that in? You take that on. Your path, your North Star, your beautiful, big, bold vision for the future is and will always be within your capability and your capacity. What's come up? And I needed to plant that seed because in a moment, I'm going to give you some steps to take. But I'd love to know if there was something that came up from that statement. Maybe you're finding it a bit challenging. Maybe you're finding it a bit tricky. Maybe, yeah, it just feels a bit big to swallow. Let me know. And so it is. Beautiful. It's always good to know as well what our triggers are and what our behaviors are and what our distractions and avoidance techniques are. That's beautiful. And remember, we get to shift, we get to transform. When we're aware, we then have the opportunity to take aligned action to get to where we want to be. So anything you notice about yourself, see it so we can do something about it. Okay, here are some action steps, and I will actually post these steps in the description later, just so it's a little bit easier to revisit as an activity if you need to. So this task is to help you keep facing your true north. We all have stuff that goes on in our life that will get us off path. You just wrote a bunch of them. And there might be things unexpected that come in and distract us or pull us away or slow us down. So this task is to help you keep facing your true north. Keep heading in the direction you desire. Keep trusting and believing and seeing clearly that you're always headed in the right direction. Let me know. Just pop an emoji into the comments right now if you desire this, if you choose this, if you want this. To have deep trust and crystal clear clarity that you are heading in the right direction. Let me know with an explosion of emojis. Claim it, share it, own it, choose it. Oh, I love that one. Beautiful. All right. I know there's a bit of a lag, so I'll just be keeping an eye on that. I always love that emoji, Mel. Beautiful. I'm loving all the hearts. I like that we're all in this like love-based energy. Definitely over in the membership, because we're the Empress all month, there's this energy of love and compassion and lightness for ourselves and for others. I personally feel that it's just spreading everywhere through my life. So I'm not surprised at all that we are in this love energy right here and now. All right, let's keep facing your true north. Step one is to know what it's not. Sometimes we forget that part when we're working on, heading in the direction of our true north or getting our goals or succeeding in our business or career or relationships. We don't get clear on what it's not. So grabbing your pen and paper or using the comments, if that's what you're doing, though I would love you to share in the comments anyway, I want you to list out the signs, the feelings, and the thoughts that are not in alignment with where you want to go. So this is step one. And actually, for those of you right here on Facebook, I'm going to post that in the comments just so you can refer to it as you're writing. So know what it's not. List out the signs, the feelings, and the thoughts that are not in alignment with where you want to go. You shared a bunch of them earlier. So if you said something like self-doubt, well, what are the words that you say to yourself that show that? What are the feelings? What are the sensations? I'm going to hold space for, let's say, 45 seconds for you to do this. And feel welcome to share them through in the comments. Beautiful. Exhausted, frustrating, self-doubt, lack of focus. And just like with the roots before, allow yourself to think, what are the details? What are the nuances of each of those? I personally find I've got some big ones. Like I know if I'm doing this particular habit or behavior, I'm totally off path. And then there are others that are a little bit more subtle. a little bit more sneaky, or they're the lead up to those big things. So let's get all of them on the table. Yeah. Ooh. What I love about this step, and let me just like paint it black and white for you. When we get to see, yeah, beautiful. Let's use that as an example. Lack of discipline and distraction. That way, rather than going, oh my gosh, I am so undisciplined. I am so distracted. I am doing everything but what I should be doing. Rather than going down the rabbit hole of further off path, and this is why it's never going to happen, and this is why I'm so, this, that, or the other, we get to go, oh, cool. That's a sign that I'm not on my path. If I'm distracted, I'm not on my path. If I'm being mean to myself, I'm not on my path. If I'm finding it hard to be disciplined, it's probably because what I'm doing isn't the discipline that's needed to be on my path. So we get to see it for what it is, a sign that we are not on path and on purpose. And that gets to be the redirection we need rather than, the beating ourselves down still into the wrong direction that we've been doing. Distraction from the work I love to do. Yeah. Distraction, avoidance, self doubt, and negative self talk are tools we use against ourselves. They are not truth. They are not a logical or reasonable reaction to anything we're doing. They are literally things that we use against ourselves. It's almost like, imagine every time you did one of these things, you, I don't know, pinched yourself or punched a wall or, did something physically negative against yourself. You would stop doing it when you recognized it as a behavior that is simply not helpful. Self-doubt, distraction, avoidance, like all of these things, they're not the logical, reasonable response to whatever has happened. They are simply self-punishment, self-sabotage. Yes. Okay. So know what it's not. So important. It brings clarity, it brings confirmation, and it simply says time to get back on path. That's where we go to step 2. Know what it is. I'm posting that one in the comments as well. List out the signs, the feelings, and the thoughts that are in alignment with where you want to go. And what's really important here is you might not have felt them in a while, especially if you've been a bit off path, but we're just honoring and owning what is our truth. So what are the signs, the feelings, and the thoughts that are in alignment with where you want to go? And they don't necessarily need to be directly connected to whatever the outcome is. Personally, when I'm going for a walk every day, I know I'm in alignment. When I'm eating less, I know I'm in alignment. So start to think about the signs, the sort of surrounding information that shows you the evidence that you are in alignment. So this is all around identifying when you know you're on path and on purpose. And like I said, if it's been a while, think about when you knew you were on path or on purpose, or the behaviors, the signs, the feelings, the choices that you just know intuitively you would be making if you are like in that trust and confidence that you're on path. And I challenge lovingly everyone to come up with at least 3. You might come up with 50, but at least 3. Lighthearted and enjoying planning my time. Beautiful. Yeah, I love that. It might be drinking more water, going for a walk. For me, it's painting. If I'm painting, I know even if it has nothing to do with my art business, I'm doing stuff right in my life because of that energy. So the question is typed above. Know what it is. List out the signs, the feelings, and the thoughts that are in alignment with where you want to go. So if where you want to go is like you're making more money, you have loving relationships, you're traveling and you have energy, what signs or thoughts and feelings would you be having that will help you head in that direction? So we need to know where you want to go so that you know what evidence will be showing that you're heading in that right direction. Just saw the time. We're going to wrap this up in the next 8 minutes. Clearer goals and intentions, power, clarity, focus, fun, healthy environments, creativity, fueling mind, body, and soul. Beautiful. And just like the plans from before, what are the roots beneath these? What are the little signs? What are the nuances? What are the, tiny little steps within those? And here is a bit of homework for you. I'm sure you're already going to be doing this because you're clearer in your mind of what is on path and what isn't. But the little bit of homework, and choose whether you want to take it on. But remember, this is about awareness and activation. Only you can take the action. Beautiful. So practice choosing the path of what is and releasing the path of what is not. Practice choosing the path of what is and releasing the path of what is not. You just wrote those out. These are signs I am not on my path. These are signs that I am on my path. So we're going to practice choosing the path that is. You start to see yourself negative self-talk and doubt and procrastinate and whatever. Do what you need to do to release the attachment. And then we begin to shift in the direction of like, well, I know how to act and how to feel and the thoughts I need to have that will head me in the right direction. Choose these, choose these, choose these. Very good mission. I want you to write mission accepted. Mission accepted if you are choosing to take on this mission. And I'll type it in the chat there. Practice choosing the path of what is and releasing the path of what is not. Mission accepted! Exclamation mark. Beautiful. Mission accepted. Lovely. I already feel the shift. Because when we choose, when we own, when we accept, that's like a flag in the ground, an anchor point, a declaration of change. Today we've talked about transformation, but I see it within you. I sense it within you. And as long as you keep choosing the path of what is, you've made this transformation real. You've accomplished this mission. I'm so excited. Ooh, I would love to know at the end of all this, what has been your number one takeaway? And I say that a lot in my group calls and things like that. And I know it can be a little bit difficult to just choose one, but if you had to choose the one thing that really helped solidify or point you in the right direction or feel maybe more powerful or more able to transform, what has that been for you today? What is the one thing that you want to own? Maybe this is more on purpose than that other thing in this moment. And now you'll be able to get back to that with more purpose. How I view myself and how there's another path. Beautiful. So what has been that number one takeaway? That biggest shift? This tool we can do ourselves and check in with ourselves. Yes. Sometimes we just need the reminder that we already have available to us the tools that we need. That, in fact, was part of the Soul-Led and Satisfied call this morning. Really owning and honoring that to be the empress, to be in your power, to make the change and live the life that you desire, it's about honoring and owning. You have everything available to you right now to do all of that. And it starts with noticing it. So I'm glad I've given everyone this tool today. All right. Before we say goodbye, just a reminder, in this free Facebook group, we've got Let's Talk Transformation that we've just done today, once a month, and the Tarot and Tea that is coming up, I believe, in 2 weeks. Just check your event section and click going so you get your reminders. And keep an eye out in the group for where I put up the little postcard posts of you get your own free oracle cards whenever that comes out. So your biggest challenge or the thing you're working on or what you want like help and guidance on, make sure to submit your questions. And I try and put those in the featured section so you can find them easily. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. This has been absolutely amazing. I look forward to everyone on the replay adding their comments. And of course, if you realize more after this call, share it in the group, declare it, reach out, put it in the comments, honor it and own it. This is all proof that you are on path and you are on purpose. Thank you for an amazing Let's Talk Transformation session. I will see you in the group and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much.